Hey guys, SuperVegeta25 here, and today I'm going to make a video on my top 30 albums of all time, artists, bands. So I wrote down a list here. I was bored at work, so I figured, I'll make a video on my favorite albums that I like the most. So this is strictly my opinion and everything on everything. So just letting you know, if there's not certain things on there, or if it's not higher on the list, it's actually a mixture of everything besides, not counting like hip-hop, well, rap, country, and all that stuff. Mainly just like rock related, or metal, thrash, pop, anything like that, really. So, anyways, I got like a 13-minute limit on this right now on this memory card, so I can't really explain too much about them, but I'm pretty sure you're more interested on the top list of what I have, if you guys are interested. So, like I said, I wrote down a list, so I'm going to get started and let you know. Okay, number 30 I have is going, the band is called Paradise Lost, and I never can pronounce this. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe if one of you guys know, because Paradise Lost is not really a known band, but the album's called Draconian Times, I think. I think that's how you say it. But they used to be a death metal band, and when they first started, their first album was called, well, I think it was the first album, it was called Gothic. It came out in between 91 or 93, something around there. At least that was their first main album. Maybe that EP's before that, but this album, they went a little more mainstream in the metal, like without the growling and everything. So they went more metal, like hard rock metal. It's an excellent album, very excellent, and that's remains in my number 30. Number 29. Sorry, bear with me. I'm reading off the list. It's everywhere. 29. Okay, is System of a Down, Toxicity. This album came out in 2001. Most of you probably know System of a Down, but they haven't had an album since like 2006, I think, and that was their last album. They split up since then. I think the lead singer, frontman, I think he has like his own thing going on, if I'm correct. But it's a great metal album. It's different, so just check them out. System of a Down, Toxicity album. Number 28. I got as Annihilator, Alice Goes to Hell. This not very well known again to a lot of people probably, but they're a metal band. This album came out I think in 88 or 89. Great metal album. I didn't find out about them until maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but they're pretty solid and awesome, so check them out. Okay, number 27 is Slayer, Seasons of the Abyss. This album came out, I think, in 1990. It's Slayer, what can you expect? War Assembles, my favorite song by them, on that album at least. Great album, great band. They have many great albums out there. Angel of Death, South of Heaven, and all those were in the 80s. This one's 1990. Great album, definitely my favorite. Number 26 goes for is the band called Therapy, with a question mark after Therapy. Trouble Gum, that's the name of the album. And they're a post-punk band. This album came out in 94. Hard rock, alternative rock, but really great band. Check them out. I put them as number 26. Going at number 25 is I have the Beatles, Abbey Road. Definitely my favorite Beatles album. This album came out in 1969. I'm not a big fan usually of older albums. I'm more of an 80s, 90s guy. These are the Beatles. This is when they went darker and everything. This is their second to last album. They have the Let It Be album, which was their last album a year or two later after Abbey Road. But this album is actually it's put together as a story. It's pretty cool. Really great album. It's my favorite. Most people would agree. Some would disagree. But that's number 25. Number 24 is In Flames. I put down. I couldn't some of these albums I have written down. I couldn't figure out what to put them on my list, so I put maybe like 1 or 2 albums as that part because I like them a lot. I have the album The Justice Race that came out in '95, and I have Clayman that came out in the year 2000. Justice Race is more of a death metal album. Clayman's more of a metal thrashy album. I think I prefer maybe Clayman just a little bit more, just because it's a little more melodic and everything. So I kind of like that from In Flames. Their later albums became more like that. But great band, great albums. Check them out, In Flames. Number 23 is Pearl Jam, 10. The album's called 10. They're a grunge band, or at least they were. Now they're more like pop rock and everything, hard, you know. So this album came out in 1991, I believe. This is during the whole grunge period in the early 90s with like Nirvana around, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, etc., etc. This is a great album, Pearl Jam. The song 10, I'm sorry, not 10. Even Flow, great song, and Jeremy, two best songs of the album. Great album, great band. Check them out, Pearl Jam. Number 22 on the list is what we got here. Where is it? 22. Oh, okay. Sorry. Anthrax, Among the Living. Great album. Came out in 1987. They had a hiatus for a little while, and they actually just came out with a new album last year called Worship Music. That was actually a great, solid album. Best album they had since like probably the early 90s, or something like that at least. But they're a great band, a great metal thrash band. A lot of you probably know them. They're part of the Big Four that was going on with Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax, and Megadeth. But they're a great, solid band. Definitely one of my favorites out there. Anthrax, Among the Living. Check them out. Number 21 on the list is, let's see, where are we? The band Bush. 16 Stones, it's called. This is during that whole grunge era again, like I said, but they came a little later, like '94, when the grunge era was starting to wear off. But great album. Every song, I love every song. They're a very underrated band compared to all those other bands I mentioned of the grunge era. But definitely underrated. Check them out, Bush. Number 20 on the list is SR-71. The album was called Tomorrow. Very underrated band. They only lasted for like 5 years. They only came out with like 3 albums. Tomorrow's a great album. It's like a rock album, alternative rock-ish. I don't know, pop rock, some punk elements. But now they have a new band. At least the lead singer has a new band called Satellite. I heard some stuff, but it's not as good as SR-71, so I don't really bother. So I would check out SR-71. It's SR dash, like a line dash, 71. Alright, going to number 19 is Interpol, Turn on the Bright Lights. This album is one of their only exceptional, really good albums. Like everything else went actually downhill. This album called Antics came out year 2004, 3 years after the album. This album came out in '01. It was still good, but you could tell, at least in my opinion, at least most people's opinion, they'll say they suck now, at least, and they'll just say Turn on the Bright Lights, or maybe Antics is good, and which is the truth. A lot of their other stuff is very, I don't know, lyrics aren't as good, just the music isn't as good, just, I don't know, it's one of those bands that just go downhill. But, yeah, check them out. Check that album out, Turn on the Bright Lights by Interpol. That comes out at number 19. Number 18 is Pantera. Most of you know them. My favorite album by them is Vulgar Display of Power, I have listed here. Couple of great songs on there is called Walk and fucking Hostile. So many other great songs on there, but those are like my 2 favorites at least. Great metal band. The album came out in '92. I'm not sure if I just said that, but I said it again if I didn't. Yeah, that comes out at number 18. Number 17 is the Gaslight Anthem, American Slang. Most people won't pick this as one of their favorite Gaslight Anthem albums, but American Slang is my favorite. Not much to really say, but it's a great album. It came out 2 years ago, 2010. That's when I actually only got into them like a few months ago, to be honest. I listened to all their other stuff a lot, and I listened to this one probably over a dozen, maybe a couple of dozen times. Great album. My favorite tracks on there is Old Haunts, and I like the song American Slang. But yeah, check them out. A lot. They're getting out there. They're actually getting popular now. So check out the Gaslight Anthem, American Slang. That's my favorite album, at least. Okay, like I said, I have to look at the list, so it's a lot of order. Where is number 16 on the list? Oh, number 16, here we go, right at the bottom, is the Red Hot Chili Peppers' Californication. This album came out in 1999. Everyone knows the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Everyone knows this album too. You hear it on the radio all the time, or 13 years ago when the album came out in 99. The song Around the World, that's always playing. Great album, ton of songs on that album. I think it's about like 17 or 18 songs. This is when Red Hot Chili Peppers went more mainstream and everything. But it's my favorite album. It's amazing. Go check it out. Red Hot Chili Peppers' Californication. Okay, running at number 15 is the band Testament, The Gathering. A lot of people will go both ways on this, because Testament they changed their sound a lot more since their 80s, early 90s, or anything. But this album is more of a death metal album, more than metal thrash from the 80s and early 90s. It's my favorite. It has a lot of good heavy riffs and everything, fast music. Great album. Their other albums are like that too. They had another album. They didn't have another album for another like 9 years after that. I'm trying to think of the name. Formation of Damnation. And they just came out with another album, a new album, like a couple of months ago. I forgot the name of it. But they're pretty good. But this is my favorite, The Gathering by Testament. My second favorite album is actually Practice What You Preach. I believe that's what it's called. I don't know, it's late at night right now. It's like around 1 a.m. Got back from work. But yeah, Practice What You Preach, I think that's what it is. That's my second favorite album by them, so it was like kind of clashing those two. But yeah, check it out. The Gathering by Testament. Number 14 on the list is I have Rage Against the Machine. The self-titled album. It's their first album, I believe. Came out in 1990. Great album. They're like a hip-hop-ish metal band, hard rock band. A lot of you know them. Rage Against the Machine. The self-titled album, my favorite tracks on there is Time Bomb, Killing the Name Of. So many great songs on there. Every song is perfect. Love it. Great songs, especially like the bass is wicked awesome. So one of the best bands that emphasize bass, and the Red Hot Chili Peppers, of course, I mentioned. But yeah, check them out. Rage Against the Machine, the self-titled album. So okay, number 13 on the list. I got Deftones. I couldn't decide which was my favorite, so I put down White Pony and Diamond Eyes. Diamond Eyes is their last album that came out 2 years ago, and White Pony came out in the year 2000. But if I really had to pick one, it would probably be White Pony, but both of them are different, so they both have different meanings to me and just different sound. White Pony is more of a new metalish sound, metal sound. Diamond Eyes is actually more metal than White Pony. White Pony is more progressive sounding or something, but Diamond Eyes is more like heavy riffs and everything, but it's cool. I love them. A lot of you know Deftones, I bet. Check out White Pony and Diamond Eyes. Those are definitely my two favorite albums by them. Okay. Running at number 12 is I have the Foo Fighters, The Color and the Shape. A lot of you know all of you know the Foo Fighters. This is definitely my favorite album by them. They have, all you guys know the songs Monkey Wrench, Everlong, all those great songs. Amazing album. Check it out, Color and Shape by Foo Fighters. You all know them. Check it out. Okay, number 11 on the list is Green Day, Dookie. Now, please, when I say this, I'm not one of those type of people that would be like, oh, Dookie's the only good album, Dookie's the only good album. It's my favorite. It's what I've grown up with. When my brother first got the album in '94, I was 5 years old, but throughout the years, that's what I listened to. But, American Idiot's great too. Please don't bash me for that. It's a really good album. That's actually running my second favorite album. And Warning's actually my third favorite album by them. It's more of a mellowish sounding punk album. But Dookie's my favorite. It's my favorite. That's that. It deserves number 11 on my spot. It's a great album. Okay, number 10 is Alice in Chains, the album Dirt. Great song, great band, great album. So, anyways, Alice in Chains, Dirt. I think this album came out in, correct me if I'm wrong, or anything else I've been saying, or anything I'm going to say, so I'm pretty sure I'm all over the place, but Alice in Chains, Dirt, I think came out in 91 or 2. I think it came out in 91. No. Okay, I'm just going to say 91. But anyways, great album. One part of the grunge era and everything. The lead singer died, Lane Staley. He died like, I don't even know when he died. I think he died in like 2000 or late 90s or something. I think he died of heroin overdose. They actually came out with a new album like 3 years ago, Alice in Chains, without the lead singer of that died, of course, but it was still actually a solid album. It actually sounded like Lane Staley. So, check them out. I forgot actually the new album's name that came out 3 years ago. But anyways, yeah, check out Dirt if you haven't checked out Alice in Chains. If you're into the grunge sound, if you like Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots, any of those, you'll like Alice in Chains. Dirt, and check out the songs Rooster, Wood with a question mark after Wood. Great songs, and Them Bones. But yeah, check them out. Alice in Chains, Dirt. Okay, running at number 9 is okay. Get ready. It's called Sodom. I know, like sodomized. I know. Yeah, the band's called Sodom. S-O-D-O-M. Sodom. So my favorite album by them is M16. This album came out in '01. This band's been around since like the 80s, early 80s, or something like that, mid 80s. So, it was hard to choose from because they had like so many albums. Like they had an album come out every 1 or 2 years apart from each other. But this album is more like based on heavy riffs. Like more from their other albums, kind of like Testament. It's kind of like